The year is 3844. War rages across the galaxy as three factions, the United Earth Federation, Aeon Illuminate, and Cybran Nation, all vie for supremacy. For 1,000 years, the Infinite War has torn the galaxy apart. Countless worlds have been attacked and stripped bare. Humanity has stood on the brink of destruction. Developed by Gas-Powered Games, Supreme Commander represents the next generation of RTS games. From the genre-defining strategic zoom to the epic experimental weapons, Supreme Commander forever changes the face of RTS gaming. This video feature gives you exclusive access to key members of Supreme Commander's development team. You will learn the details of the game's story and how the command and control system changes the dynamics of the battlefield. Wielding the most powerful weapon in the galaxy, only you have the power to end the Infinite War. You are the Supreme Commander.
Supreme Commander would be the Uber real-time strategy game.
We're really trying to bring strategy into the RTS genre by giving more of an overview of the entire world as opposed to just tiny little sections of the map.
A massive scale and scope, huge armies, massive battles, over-the-top units.
I don't think we're really exaggerating very much to say that this really redefines the genre.
Taking from Earth history and projecting it into the future.
As we explore the galaxy and colonize space, factions emerge.
Each faction has basically been in an impasse for a very long time.
There are three different types of races or factions in Supreme Commander. They are the United Earth Federation, or UEF.
Blue, rectangular, and chunky.
The Cybran Nation.
Red, angular, spiky.
And the Aeon.
Green, molten metal.
The United Earth Federation represents the traditions and morals of Earth itself.
What could best be described as future Earth, kind of a more militaristic version of the UN.
The UEF is trying to bring the entire universe under their control.
So that's their whole political platform, reuniting this fractured galaxy of and all these colonies and bringing them all back under that umbrella.
You can see a World War II influence on a lot of their units.
A tank's a tank, a ship's a ship. When the player comes into the story, they find out that they're kind of on the ropes. The UAF's kind of losing. The Cybran have an interesting story, and it begins way back in the history of this whole storyline where Dr. Gustav Brackman invents a technology called twining, where you can take a computer AI and insert it into a human's brain and give them kind of a super thinking capability. Now what happens is they get employed to do these tough thinking jobs. A lot of them are in the military.
The UEF has basically enslaved them for centuries.
They're fighting to free their enslaved brethren. Basically, they're still under UEF control.
The Cybran are much more pointy, they're more sinister looking.
The Cybran engineers they're super thinkers, right? Because they're all twined. They have this incredible ability to solve any problem. So of course, when they say, hey, we need a destroyer that goes up onto the land, they're like, no problem, we can do it. Legs will pop out, and it's kind of like a dream, because for once, the engineers are saying, yeah, we can do anything you want. The Aeon Illuminate came from an alien race that had all these beliefs and philosophies, and they were taught to Earth colonists.
They believe in the way of the Seraphim, and they're out to cleanse the whole universe of all the non-believers.
Once the galaxy is cleansed, they would all unite under the Aeon umbrella and live peacefully. Units look very sleek and alien. The units are quite honestly harder to learn.
We've got 3 full campaigns, one for each faction. And each of those campaigns, you are a Supreme Commander. You work your way up from a lower ranked Supreme Commander. As you work your way through the campaign, you get promoted up, you become more and more powerful within your faction.
When you're looking at that theater of war, it's like the generals in the war room. You know, where they have those croup sticks where they're moving those units around, like in the entire Pacific theater or the European theater. And it really kind of makes you feel like, quite honestly, you are the Supreme Commander. You're in charge of this gigantic theater, and if you want something to happen, you make it happen.
A lot of the technology of this game, especially the strategic zoom, the ability to come all the way out and see the theater of war, really separates Supreme Commander.
It's for play on these gigantic maps, 6,400 square miles. For the large maps.
Supreme Commander is a real 3D simulation. You can be playing the game, you pause the game and tilt the camera and you'll see everything in 3 dimensions just like you would expect in real life.
There's no insta-hit, nothing like that. If a shot's fired, you actually see it travel through full 3D space. If something gets in its way, it's hit. If what you're aiming at moves, you'll miss what you were hitting, but it'll hit what was behind it.
Command and control is just really something that's very different in Supreme Commander than any other type of RTS that you've ever played for. Real-time strategy players will be familiar with the ability to set waypoints. With Supreme Commander, you can actually change those waypoints. So if I don't like exactly how I routed a patrol or something like that, I can actually grab the waypoints and move them around within the game.
To be able to control, 500 plus units at a time, we had to add these different control schemes that most other games never have to think of.
You can say, okay, I got this guy on patrol and I got this guy attacking from this way with these big beautiful lines and estimated times of arrival, and then you can say, oh wait, I need to have these guys join then, so you can set up a coordinated attack in which these two things will get there approximately the same way.
We've gone through and made this as easy as possible for the user, and even though this is much bigger and much more than they've ever done before, they're going to be able to fall right into it and just know what's going on and pick it up out of the box and just start playing.
Probably the single biggest thing that we're going to blow our fans away with is the ability to run Supreme Commander on 2 monitors. You've never seen this before. You've never actually been able to play a game on 2 monitors before. It changes the way you think about playing the game. And even if you have 1 monitor, you can still split the screen and have 2 completely different views of the game on that 1 screen.
We've got a great multiplayer plan for it, up to 8 players, both LAN and online. We've got 25 plus multiplayer maps being shipped with the game.
We have team play, which is my favorite mode of playing multiplayer. So you can ally with your friends.
Very easy and fast for them to get online, and it is also very easy for them to play players of their own skill level.
It's really the ultimate war game toy.
There are no 2 games that are ever alike because there are so many different strategies supported by the hundreds of units that you can create of dozens of different types.
There's a whole intelligence war which shows weapon ranges. You have to get intel on your opponents. The hardcore gamers are just going to love that aspect of it.
You want to create an experience that's not just different mechanically, but it's different visually to look at and go, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. That's what I want people to say when they play Supreme Commander.